Yo, welcome to another episode of A Chapter a Day to Keep the Devil Away. I am Tanaya, and this is the place where we read a chapter of the Bible together every day until we finish the entire thing. Today, we're going to be reading Exodus chapter 31. If you haven't read Exodus chapter 30, you should go do that. If not, just join us where we are. Welcome home, because you're here for the first time. All right, let's get into it. Craftsmen, Bezalel and Aholiab. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Look, I have specifically chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, grandson of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. I have filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him great wisdom, ability, and expertise in all kinds of crafts. He is a master craftsman, expert in working with gold, silver, and bronze. He is skilled in engraving and mounting gemstones and in carving wood. He is a master at every craft. And I have personally appointed Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, to be his assistant. Moreover, I have given special skill to all the gifted craftsmen, so they can make all the things I have commanded you to make: the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, the Ark's cover, the place of atonement, all the furnishings of the tabernacle, the table and its utensils, the pure gold lampstand with all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, the wash basin with its stand, the beautifully stitched garments, the sacred garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments for his sons to wear as they minister as priests, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense for the holy place. The craftsman must make everything as I have commanded you." Instructions for the Sabbath. The Lord then gave these instructions to Moses. "Tell the people of Israel, be careful to keep my Sabbath day. For the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between me and you from generation to generation. It is given so you may know that I am the Lord who makes you holy. You must keep the Sabbath day, for it is a holy day for you. Anyone who desecrates it must be put to death. Anyone who works on that day will be cut off from the community. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the seventh day must be a Sabbath day of complete rest, a holy day dedicated to the Lord. Anyone who works on the Sabbath must be put to death. The people of Israel must keep the Sabbath day by observing it from generation to generation. This is a covenant obligation for all time. It is a permanent sign of my covenant with the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, but on the seventh day he stopped working and was refreshed." When the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, written by the finger of God. All right, my takeaway from this chapter, looking ahead in the New Testament, we'll see instances where like Jesus heals somebody on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees, the religious leaders, kind of were looking for a way to trap Jesus in anything so that they could kind of get rid of him. But kind of to their defense, their pushback is, you're not allowed to do work on the Sabbath, so you were healing somebody. And Jesus has an interesting response, which obviously is like, what's the greater good in that moment? But it says here, anyone who desecrates it must be put to death. Anyone who works on that day will be cut off from the community. And then it says later, anyone who works on the Sabbath must be put to death. So I feel like if I'm looking ahead as a leader, I resonate with where they are putting a lot of stringent rules around the Sabbath so that nothing is done, because according to the rules, you're cut off from the community, but actually it says you're gonna die. And so what's the difference between desecrating the Sabbath and working on the Sabbath? But then you get past it just a few verses, and it says working on the Sabbath will also result in your death. And so I don't know. Is it a similar situation with the Garden of Eden, where if you eat the fruit, you will die? And they obviously don't die in that immediate moment. Those are the questions that are just kind of running through my head. You know, if the procedures and the rules are as dire and high stakes as the scriptures make it seem, then I would, stay very far away, even to the point of not helping somebody in need, because I don't want to die. So I understand how you get to that point. Or is it one of those situations where, I'm parenting a kid and I tell them not to touch the stove because it's hot, but then I'm worried that they're not going to listen to me. So then I say, don't touch the stove, because if you touch it, your hand's going to explode, which isn't true, but it's hopefully hyperbolic enough to keep them away from the action of touching the hot stove. But then my question is, would God do that? And also, like hyperbole is kind of like acceptable lying. And is that literary device something that God has a license to use? And was God using that license, or was it Moses writing that and being so worried about the rules and not wanting the Israelites to be led astray that he kind of used hyperbole? I'm not sure. These are the questions in my mind. If you have any answers or thoughts or suggestions, let me know in the comments. All right. Love y'all. Peace.